Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going deep into music,
Oh, cool.
but not just any music.
Yeah.
We're looking at it through the eyes of the Brethren of Purity.
Okay.
They were a group of scholars from 10th century Islam,
Wow.
and you've been researching their encyclopedia,
Right.
the Epistles of the Brethren of Purity,
Yeah.
specifically their ideas about music.
It's fascinating stuff.
It's pretty dense stuff.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot to unpack.
We're here to help you extract the most fascinating insights.
Well, what I think is most fascinating
Yeah.
is that for the Brethren,
Mm-hmm.
music wasn't just about entertainment or art.
Oh,
They saw it as a science,
really?
a philosophy,
Wow.
a way to understand the universe itself.
So it wasn't just about hitting the right notes.
No.
It was about unlocking some deeper knowledge.
Exactly.
That's really interesting.
They believed music had this incredible power to affect the soul.
Huh?
And they even categorized different melodies
Oh, wow.
based on their effects.
Both emotional and physical.
So like a perfectly curated playlist for every mood and situation?
Like bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger than that.
Right.
Imagine a world where music wasn't just background noise.
Right?
But an active force
Mm-hmm.
in shaping daily life.
Okay.
They described melodies for emboldening warriors on the battlefield,
Wow.
soothing patients in hospitals,
Really?
even guiding spiritual reflection during religious ceremonies.
I'm starting to see why their work is so complex. They
Yeah.
weren't just musicians.
Right.
They were combining science, philosophy,
Yeah.
and spirituality
It all comes together.
onto one.
Right.
Wow.
And this is where their scientific approach to sound gets really interesting.
Okay.
They dove deep into the mechanics of sound, how it travels,
Okay.
how our ears perceive it,
Right.
and the properties of sound itself.
So they weren't just composing.
No, they analyzed it.
They were analyzing the building blocks of music itself.
Absolutely. And to really understand the world of sound,
Yeah.
they compared musical sounds to those found in nature.
Oh, so like birdsong,
Yeah.
ocean waves.
Yes. They found
Um,
parallels between the sounds of flutes
Mm.
and birds,
Mm.
drums and thunder,
Oh, wow.
even the lute and the rippling of water.
That's amazing.
Like they saw music echoing the rhythms of the natural world,
Yeah.
showing this beautiful interconnectedness of everything.
That's a beautiful way to look at it.
It is.
And speaking of interconnectedness,
Yeah.
I read about their concept of the harmony of the spheres.
Oh, yeah.
Now that sounds pretty cosmic.
It is.
Yeah.
To understand this,
Okay.
we need to picture the universe as the Brethren did.
Right.
A series of nested spheres,
Okay.
each carrying a planet or star.
Okay.
This was their celestial music,
Okay.
and they believed these spheres created actual music
Whoa.
through their harmonious movements.
Hold on. So they thought the planets and stars were making sounds
They did.
as they moved through space?
Exactly.
Oh, that's wild.
And to make it even more mind-blowing,
Okay.
they connected this cosmic music
Uh-huh.
to the tuning of the lute.
Really?
They saw the lute as a microcosm,
Okay.
a miniature representation of this grand universal symphony.
So by understanding the lute, you could understand the universe.
That's the idea.
That makes the lute more than just an instrument.
It is.
It's like a key to unlocking some higher knowledge.
Right.
I like that.
And they believed this connection wasn't random.
Okay.
They were obsessed with these perfect ratios in musical intervals,
Uh-huh.
like the octave and the fifth,
Yeah.
and saw those same ratios reflected in the movements of the planets, creating harmonies that the lute could then reproduce.
But wouldn't that mean that every culture's music, with its different scales and tunings,
Yeah,
reflects a different universe?
that's a great question.
How did the Brethren reconcile that?
It reveals a deeper layer to their thinking.
Oh.
They believed that these ratios weren't arbitrary. They reflected a fundamental harmony
Uh-huh.
woven into the very fabric of creation.
Okay.
They saw this harmony as something universal,
Yeah.
something that transcended cultural differences.
So they believed music could give us a glimpse into the divine order of the universe.
That's a powerful idea.
That's a powerful idea.
Is.
It makes me curious about what else they found hidden within music.
Well, they didn't stop at just the cosmic connection.
Oh.
They also saw the lute as a reflection of the human body
Okay.
and the elements that make up the world around us.
I'm starting to see how this all connects.
Yeah.
How they saw music as this bridge
Yeah.
between the microcosm and the macrocosm.
It's all connected.
But before we get too lost in the cosmos,
Okay.
I want to hear more about how they viewed the lute itself.
Let's dive into that.
Yeah, let's unpack their thinking.
They had specific reasons for everything.
Okay.
The number of strings, their thickness,
Yeah.
even their tuning.
This is where it gets really interesting.
It does. So they believed the four-stringed lute was a reflection of the four elements.
Oh, okay.
Earth, water, air, and fire.
Right.
Each string and its qualities
Yeah.
corresponded to a specific element.
So they weren't just trying to make beautiful music. They
Right.
were trying to mirror the very building blocks of the universe.
Exactly.
That's pretty profound.
It is.
Did they think playing certain strings could affect those elements in a person?
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
They believed each string, when plucked,
Right.
could actually influence the balance of these elements within the human body.
It's almost like musical acupuncture,
Right.
like you said before.
They even went so far as to say
Wow.
that the thickness of each string should be precisely 1/3 greater
Really?
than the one above it.
Wait, so there's math involved too.
Math is everywhere.
Why 1/3 thicker?
Well, they observed that the spheres representing each element
Yeah.
increased in size the further they were from Earth.
Oh.
They believed the strings should mirror these proportions,
Oh, I see.
creating this beautiful harmony between the instrument,
Right.
the human body,
Mm-hmm.
and the cosmos.
So they're applying mathematical ratios to music, to the physical world, to the entire universe.
It's all connected.
This is making me see the lute in a whole new light.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to understand how these seemingly separate ideas,
Yeah.
music, science, spirituality,
Oh.
all weave together in their worldview.
It's a remarkable synthesis of knowledge,
It is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And it goes even deeper.
Oh.
Remember their concept of the celestial spheres producing music?
Oh, right. Their harmony of the spheres.
Yeah.
But how could they actually hear these sounds?
Yeah.
Did they think the planets were making sounds we could hear?
They believed that the sounds of the spheres were too subtle for our ears
okay.
to detect directly.
Okay.
But they saw the lute as a way to access these harmonies.
Right.
They believed the lute, with its perfect ratios and tuning,
Yeah.
could reproduce the music of the spheres, giving us a glimpse into this hidden dimension of sound.
So the lute was like a cosmic tuning fork,
Exactly.
bringing the music of the heavens down to earth.
That's a great way to put it.
It sounds like they were really trying to make the invisible visible through music.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And this mapping wasn't random either.
Okay.
They associated specific planets with specific strings.
Oh, really?
For example,
Okay.
they linked the moon with the highest string and Saturn with the lowest.
Okay.
They saw the lute as this incredibly powerful tool,
Right.
not just for making music,
Yeah.
but for understanding the deepest mysteries of the universe.
It's fascinating to think that they saw music as a way to connect with the divine order of the universe.
Right.
A way to access a deeper level of reality that
Yeah.
we might not be able to perceive with
Right.
our senses alone.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
And this concept of the harmony of the spheres has resonated
Oh, wow.
with thinkers throughout history.
Yeah.
Philosophers, scientists,
Wow.
even musicians have been captivated by this idea.
It's amazing how an idea that's over 1,000 years old can still inspire us today.
It is.
It makes me wonder what else we can learn
Yeah.
from the brethren's perspective on music.
Well, there's one more piece to explore.
Oh, okay.
Remember how they meticulously categorized different types of melodies
Oh, yeah.
and their effects?
Right. They weren't just interested in the science of sound.
No.
They were exploring how music affects us
Yes,
on an emotional and spiritual level.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this led them to consider some of the criticisms leveled against music.
Uh-huh.
They didn't shy away from the idea
Okay.
that music could be misused,
Right.
that it could be a source of distraction,
Right.
or even lead to negative behaviors.
So they acknowledged that music wasn't always a force for good,
Yes.
that it had a shadow side as well.
They did.
Interesting.
They discussed how some people viewed music as frivolous entertainment
Uh-huh.
that distracted from spiritual pursuits.
Okay.
They recognized that music's power to evoke strong emotions
Yeah.
could be used for both positive and negative purposes.
This seems very relevant to our world today,
It does.
where music is everywhere,
Yeah, it's true.
constantly shaping our moods and behaviors.
Right.
Do we use it consciously,
That's the question.
or does it just wash over us?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And the Brethren's insights can help us be more mindful
Oh.
about our relationship with music.
So what did they have to say
Oh, good.
about this potential misuse of music?
They acknowledged the criticisms,
Right.
but also defended music's power for good.
Uh-huh.
especially its role in religious ceremonies.
This sounds like the age-old debate.
It is.
Can music be both a source of pleasure and a path to spiritual growth?
It's a great question.
What side did they come down on?
They weren't advocating for a world without music.
So they weren't saying we should just avoid it altogether.
Not at all.
Okay.
They saw music as a powerful tool
Uh-huh.
that could be used for both good and evil.
Right.
And they emphasized the importance
Yeah.
of using it consciously
Okay.
and intentionally.
So like a fire.
Oh, yeah,
It can warm your house or burn it down,
exactly.
depending on how you handle it.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
They presented counter-arguments to the criticisms of music
Okay.
and ultimately defended its use for spiritual purposes.
So they thought it had a place in religion.
They did.
Okay.
They argued that music, especially in religious settings,
Uh,
could evoke feelings of awe and reverence,
right.
inspire contemplation,
Yeah.
and even awaken the soul to its true nature.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Think about the power of chanting in monasteries,
right.
or the soaring beauty of gospel music in churches.
It's powerful.
There's something about music that seems to transcend cultural boundaries
Uh-huh.
and speak to something deep within us.
Yeah. They saw it as a universal language,
Ah,
a way to connect with something larger than ourselves.
I see.
Remember how fascinated they were with the number 8 and its symbolism?
Oh, right. They were really into the number 8?
They were.
What was the significance of that again?
Well, this concept of cosmic harmony wasn't just abstract for them.
Oh, okay.
They saw it reflected in numbers and patterns,
Uh-huh.
particularly the number 8.
Okay. I'm intrigued what's so special about the number 8.
For the brethren,
Yeah.
8 represented wholeness,
Okay.
balance, and divine order.
I see.
They saw it reflected in the 8 basic rhythmic patterns they identified.
Oh, wow.
The eightfold division of time and music perception,
Really?
even in their understanding of the cosmos and the human body.
So 8 shows up everywhere for them.
It does.
As like a recurring theme.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, look for the patterns.
Right.
The universe is built on them,
Uh-huh.
and music is the key to understanding these patterns.
So by studying music and its underlying structure,
Yeah.
we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe.
That's the idea.
That's a pretty profound idea.
It is.
But they also went beyond just the theory
Right.
and included these incredible stories of individuals
Yeah.
experiencing spiritual ecstasy through music.
Those accounts are incredibly powerful.
What were they like?
They describe people being so moved by music
Yeah.
that they entered almost trance-like states,
Wow.
feeling deeply connected to something greater than themselves.
That sounds like the kind of transformative experience people seek through meditation or prayer.
Right.
Yeah.
The brethren believed music could act as a pathway to the divine,
Mm-hmm.
a way to transcend our ordinary experience and connect with something sacred.
That's really powerful.
It is.
So we've covered the power of music.
Yeah.
Its scientific and mathematical basis, its cosmic connections,
Right.
its potential for misuse, and its ability to connect us with the divine.
We've covered a lot.
What a journey.
It has been.
What's the most important thing you think we should take away
Mm-hmm.
from this deep dive into the Brethren of Purity's musical philosophy?
I think they're ultimately challenging us to rethink our relationship with music,
Oh, okay.
to see it as more than just background noise or entertainment,
Right?
to listen more deeply, to understand its structure and meaning,
Yeah.
and to recognize its power to shape our emotions,
Right.
our thoughts,
Uh-huh.
and even our understanding of the world around us.
They're saying that music is a language
Yeah.
that speaks to our very souls,
It does.
reminding us of our connection to something larger than ourselves,
Yes.
a reminder that we're part of this incredible symphony of the universe,
It is incredible.
and that by tuning into the music, we can tap into a deeper understanding
Right.
of ourselves and the cosmos.
Beautifully said.
Thanks.
They're inviting us to listen with intention,
Okay.
be aware of how music affects us,
Oh.
and to use it as a tool for personal and spiritual growth.
That's great advice.
So the next time you hear a piece of music that moves you,
Yeah,
take a moment to consider, what about it resonates with you?
right.
What deeper truths might it be revealing?
That's a great point. Something to think about.
It is.
It's an invitation to explore,
Yes.
to discover,
Uh-huh.
and to let music be our guide on this journey of self-discovery.
I like that.
Thanks for joining us on this fascinating deep dive
My pleasure.
into the world of the Brethren of Purity.
It was fun.
Who knows what other harmonies we might uncover along the way?
I'm sure we'll find more.